This podcast is sponsored by ScienceBasedLearning.com. Discover your passion for languages with our innovative ebook, audiobook, and video system. Maximize retention using spaced repetition. Start your journey today.
Peer-assisted learning, a smart way to accelerate language acquisition. Discover how peer-assisted learning boosts adult language learning by fostering collaboration, feedback, and motivation. Learn effective strategies to improve your skills. How peer-assisted learning boosts language classrooms. If you're an adult language learner trying to find effective ways to improve your skills, you might want to consider peer-assisted learning, PAL. This approach brings a fresh and collaborative twist to the traditional language classroom, making the whole experience more interactive, social, and impactful. In this post, I'll explain what peer-assisted learning is, why it works so well in language acquisition, and how you can benefit from it as you learn a new language. What is peer-assisted learning? Peer-assisted learning is a strategy where learners help each other to understand and practice new concepts, but without the formality of a teacher delivering all the knowledge. Think of it as teamwork where classmates or language partners take turns being the teacher and the learner. This gives everyone the chance to practice not only the language, but also critical thinking, listening, and communication skills in a supportive environment. In language classrooms, PAL often looks like pair or group conversations to practice speaking and listening, peer correction of grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation in a constructive manner, collaborative problem solving with language tasks or games, sharing personal learning strategies and experiences. Why does it work in language learning? The magic behind peer-assisted learning lies in its foundation on the social and cognitive aspects of how we learn languages. When you engage with peers, you get real-time feedback, diverse perspectives, and importantly, motivation from people who are working towards similar goals. Here's how it aligns with the science of language learning. Active engagement. PAL encourages active participation instead of passively receiving information. This active role helps strengthen neural pathways involved in language acquisition. Immediate feedback. Corrective feedback from peers can be less intimidating than from instructors, which often results in better retention and quicker adjustments. Contextual learning. Learning with peers often involves practical, conversational context rather than isolated drills, making it easier to remember and apply the language. Increased confidence. Since everyone is learning together, adults feel more comfortable making mistakes and experimenting with the language. Motivation and accountability. Regular interaction with peers can create a sense of commitment and encouragement, two critical factors in successful adult language learning. Tips to make the most of peer-assisted learning in your language journey. If you're wondering how to incorporate peer-assisted learning techniques into your study routine or classroom, here are some practical tips that can help maximize your language practice. Form study groups. Connect with others who share your language goals. You can meet in person or via virtual platforms, making it flexible and accessible. Set clear objectives. Before each session, decide on specific goals like mastering certain vocabulary, practicing verb tenses, or developing conversational fluency. Use role play. Simulate real-life scenarios to practice speaking naturally. This technique often helps in retaining language learning by context. Practice peer corrections. Politely, be constructive and kind when giving feedback. This encourages continuous improvement without discouragement. Mix skill levels. Diverse groups where some learners are more advanced can benefit both the mentor and the mentees. Include cultural exchange. Language learning isn't only about grammar. Understanding cultural nuances shared by your peers deepens comprehension and interest. How to keep improving beyond the classroom. While peer-assisted learning is an excellent supplement to formal instruction, adult language learners can accelerate their progress by combining this approach with scientifically proven techniques. For instance, spaced repetition is one of the most effective methods for long-term retention. One resource that incorporates these principles seamlessly is ScienceBasedLearning.com. They offer a simple ebook, audiobook, and video language learning system combined with an online practice app that harnesses the science behind spaced repetition to maximize your learning and retention. Integrating these tools with peer-assisted learning can create a well-rounded language practice routine that covers conversation, comprehension, and memorization. Final thoughts. Peer-assisted learning is more than just a trend in language classrooms. It's a valuable and scientific way to enhance adult language learning. The interactive, supportive environment fosters confidence, practical usage, and faster language acquisition. Whether you join a study group, practice with language partners, or simply engage in dialogues with classmates, the collaborative element makes learning much more enjoyable and effective. If you're curious about how to learn a language smarter, not harder, consider combining peer learning with science-backed tools. Check out sciencebasedlearning.com for a comprehensive system that leverages the power of spaced repetition and offers resources tailored to adult language learners. This blend of proven methods and social interaction could be exactly what you need to reach fluency faster and keep your motivation high along the way.